So hi, I'm Leah Morgan Camion. I am an art therapist and also an artist, or at least I try to be. Um, I am originally from the Southwest. I grew up there, and I've been in the New York City area for about 15 years, almost 15 years. So I also am a mother to two girls, and I am married to a Frenchman. So we are a French and American family, and now I've been in the New Jersey area for a while. I think it's something that is sort of constantly shifting. Like one day I feel really good about it. The next day I feel like my stomach is, pooching out. But I would say kind of overall the phase that I'm in is one of acceptance, and I feel a lot of pride that my body looks the way it does now after two children. Oh, absolutely. um, it's never, I, I would say I've never had really like a toxic relationship with my body, but I've definitely gone through phases. Um, I remember when I was young, like elementary school, I really disliked my nose. And I really felt like I have a little bump on the bridge of my nose, and my nose feels very like round and wide, and it really bothered me. And I remember talking to my mom, could have been even kind of like the beginning of middle school, but maybe like, I don't know, 10 years old, I'm just guessing. And I remember talking to my mom about it, and she said, you know, if someday it bothers you so much and it keeps bothering you and you want to do something about it, sure, it's something that can be done, but don't worry about it now. And I remember that being really helpful too, that like, if it really becomes so much of a problem, then it's okay to do something about it. And then I grew out of that phase, and I have a mixed relationship with my nose, but I know that I have no desire to change it. Um, and I think I also went through a phase of having, I think, like having thinner friends. I had thinner friends, and I was never like out of shape, but I got to a point where there was something about being really controlled. So I was very controlled about, I would doing my exercises on my own and really restricting what I ate. Never to the point of being an eating disorder, but there was some sort of power and control over what I ate and my shape. Um, and it wasn't very healthy. And I feel like I eat a lot more varied food, and it's a lot more enjoyable now, my relationship with food, than it was at that time.
Can you describe enjoyable?
With food,
Mm-hmm.
what enjoyable means to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if I want to have a cookie, I can really enjoy eating a cookie, and I'm not going to obsess about it later or be judgmental of myself for having eaten the cookie. Um, so I can have the kind of the more indulgent food, but I do think I maybe because I went through such a period of control that I have a pretty good sense of like I can eat a cookie, I can eat three cookies, but I'm never going to eat a whole box. Right? Like I know how to like let myself have it, enjoy it without taking it to a place of excess or then feeling awful after. I'm really aware now of like avoiding things that don't make me feel good most of the time. Mm, I think, I mean, there definitely are times. I would say my position is more of like acceptance. But the moments where I think I really feel great about my body, it's hard to kind of pinpoint those times. Um, I think after giving birth to my second daughter, um, because I was able to have a VBAC, and I had so much like pride for myself and my body and the baby that like I did what I set out to do, and like my body was able to do it. And I think there was so much pride that I kept saying like, she came out of my vagina. I just like I had so there was so much power in my body for being able to do that. Um, Also, I think definitely getting exercise, which I don't do enough, but I was going to the physical therapist for like postnatal support earlier this year. And after doing exercises, like I loved, and we were focusing on my core, and I loved the sense that when I left, like I just felt like stronger in my core, which was a really powerful feeling too. When do I think I'm treating my body? I think most of the time, I think I'm kind to my body. I think again also since having children, I think I'm more attuned to how I feel in my body. And also like my sense of smell was enhanced when I was pregnant, and I've it's like I learned. So I haven't totally lost that, or sense of taste too. Like sometimes I have cravings and I really honor them in a way like that I didn't before. Like my body is telling me something, or if I don't want to eat something, I just know there's something in my body that is telling me you don't want asparagus right now. It is okay. Right now I'm in a phase I don't want asparagus. I don't know why it is, but I really trust that there's something in my body that's telling me it's not for you right now. Um, so I think honoring the information I get from my body, I think I'm a lot better about that than I used to be. Um, and I think taking baths is also something too that feels it's like one of the most sort of significant self-care things I do for myself right now. And I love to like pause there. Mm. That is a really good question. I think the two things that I can think of for myself that would, I think, really make a difference for me. One is finding a way for exercise to be a regular practice for myself. And it's like whether it's a really long walk or it's a yoga practice or it's like a home exercises. I know I just need it to become regular because it's hard for me to sort of justify the time.
Mhm.
But I do know that I feel great when I do it. And I watch my husband now, who has made that a big part of his life. And he's got more energy than he's ever had. And there's so much pride he has after like he works out. And I know that that's something that I want for myself. I want to feel strong. And I also just kind of want that mental part of it too. Um, and the other thing is being more just looking at my body more intentionally. You know, it's not to be judgmental um, of my body, but knowing that things are choices, right? Whether before this video, I was panicking about not having a little bit of makeup to put on, and I thought about that, and it's not that I feel necessarily insecure, but I knew I wanted to feel good about seeing myself, and my skin's been breaking out, and I don't want to remember that part. When I watch this video, I don't want to remember that my skin was breaking out. I want to remember what I said. So being more intentional about what I wear or how I present or what I do with my crazy hair. And it doesn't have to be big, but just feeling like they're choices rather than I just let my hair do its thing today. That I'm more intentional. It's funny. It's hard for me to think of what I would like to say to my body now, but I can really think looking back. Like I like going back to like really more, I think, my teen years, or early 20s. Um, and I think I would say to it, appreciate appreciate yourself now, because things will change and they will never be perfect, but you're pretty fucking beautiful the way you are right now. I think, I guess this answers the last question as I stand now and for other women as well. So one of the things that I explored for years in my painting and is still like an important topic to me is when we see like a canyon or a mountain or a rocky cliff, those just are things that are, right? They exist. It's not a good, or like a canyon is not a good or a bad thing. It just is there. But it's caused by life experiences, right? There was an earthquake, there were shifting plates, there was something, and something changed, right? And so the landscape changed. And I always sort of have this idealistic vision of seeing my body in that way and wishing others could too, that your scars are not imperfections, they're not damage, they're just a sign of change and experience. um, and I have a C-section scar from my first, and I have such a mixed relationship with it, because I wish it wasn't there because it changes the way that like my abdomen looks. But then I also have such pride when I tell my daughter that this is where you came out. You didn't want to come out, so they had to go in and get you. And like I love also that I have this like visual reminder of her entrance in the world. So it's, our bodies, our marks are just part of our story, and it's so cool that our body records it for us. And I can't always keep that mentality, but I'm a lot healthier when I can.
Wow. Thank you so much, Leah. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for telling us all these deep, inspiring, wonderful words. I know that women out there will benefit from that. So thank you so very much. Bye-bye.